In Bonny Island, a new chapter unfolds as Schneider Electric launches as Multi-Modal Center, a proactive step towards expanding access to education. Located at the Federal Polytechnic of Oil and Gas in Bonny local government area, the center reflects the company's commitment to advancing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals for quality education, decent work and economic growth. By providing accredited exam facilities, it creates opportunities for students to gain recognized certifications and transition smoothly into the workforce.
At Schneider Electric, access to education is one of the most important priorities to us in terms of ensuring that no child is left behind. Access to education is also one of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, Goal 4 in particular. So it's also something that is big to us and it's a massive priority. So we do a lot of work here in Bonny. We're really an integral part of the community in terms of our operations.
Students have multiple challenges and we have tried to address some of them at the center. For instance, we've all heard about children that have to travel overseas to write exams, but they don't have to do that anymore. Also, as you know, for every level of education you need to be tested. Now it's very easy for students to hit a roadblock and abandon their education, but with this multimodal training facility they can actually write their tests in convenience and thereby moving on to further their education in other institutions.
Building on 25 years of investment in Nigeria, Schneider Electric's state-of-the-art center empowers Nigeria's next-generation workforce and boosts local industries and opportunities. In partnership with the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, the center paves the way for young professionals to succeed.
As a partner to this community, what we decided to do was to invest in this JAM center. Of course, it started as a JAM center and it's still being used for the purposes of the JAM center. But for us, it's really more a multi-testing educational facility and being situated within the Polytechnic in the Bonny Island, the Polytechnic itself can also make use of it.
The center will reflect NLNG's commitment to equity, empowerment, and sustainable progress. It creates opportunity for young people, young crew leavers to continue their education, especially being able to sit for the JAM exams, which allows them to further their education.
What does this mean for Bonny Island? For the locals, this center eliminates the need for costly, time-consuming travel to the capital city Port Harcourt, not to mention the security risk to access facilities like this.
The benefits cannot be quantified. I say so because even at present, to go to Bonny to Port Harcourt by the sea route would take you about 20,000 in terms of transportation. So you're talking of 20,000 for transportation. You are not talking of accommodation in wherever the center is, and then internal transportation. So I believe that for families, the center has brought a lot of good and peace of mind. Speaking of the center, I must also say that it didn't come easy. It didn't come easy. Just to thank Schneider for even doing it. And of course, His Majesty the King for ensuring that this community responsibility was performed by Schneider. So it's a collaboration. And I believe that there is nobody in the community who will say that the JAM Center is not beneficial. I'm sure even the Polytechnic is benefiting from the siting of that center in the Polytechnic.
Before, people have to join boats from this island to Port Harcourt to attend CBT and other examinations that require online facilities. But to the grace of God, this center came in. It has rescued not just the Polytechnic community, but the entire Bonny Kingdom out of that challenge.
The center bridges the knowledge gap with 24-hour internet access, empowering users in an information-driven world.
CBT center is not just for examination purpose, because a CBT center is a center that there is internet facilities. So it gives opportunity to the students and other learners to have access to get information over and above just examination purposes. So it is like a multi-center that is assisting us, both staff and students, to have access to the outside world, to be able to get information. And that has gone a long way to reduce the pressure. Still, it's an issue of finances again. When you go to an open internet cafe outside, you have to pay money. And sometimes you may not even get the network as expected compared to what we are getting with the Schneider provision here. And it's a center that has also given leverage. By reason of it, I think the NAPTEP have now agreed for us to host a center here. If the CBT center was not there, I don't think we'll be able to get that facility from NAPTEP. And we are hoping that with that center, other examination bodies will be able to partner with them to be able to take this polytechnic to greater heights.
We always aim to inspire. That's one of our key focuses. We aim to inspire at all times, and we hope that by seeing what an organization can provide, they're inspired as well to do more. It's very easy for us to have sat down in our comfort area selling our solutions, but we always think, what more can we do? And then we expect that these students, because we believe that they have the opportunity to make it as well. Writing JAMB or any other exam that they write in this facility is not the end. They can always go on to do more, so we hope to inspire them to pay it forward as well when the time comes.
The power infrastructure is already being provided by, to a large extent, by NLNG, and so for us, it's ensuring that the energy coming into this place is, uninterrupted. So we've also provided the backup energy infrastructure, right? So should anything happen to the main power supply coming in from the grid, we have reasonable, uninterrupted power supply, backup power that can step in and ensure that the operations are seamless.
Currently, we are shooting at night, and you can see how bright it is. So there's nothing that stops any student that wants to study to come here having access to electricity. Electricity in Nigeria is a challenge for most people, but for students that want to study after hours, the center has addressed that challenge, ensuring that they always have viable electricity.
For the Polytechnic, this milestone elevates the quality of training to a whole new level, enabling the teaching staff to stay current with the latest trend in their respective fields.
We can use that center to actually enhance the training and also give them real hands-on-deck computer knowledge. With the absence of these facilities, it becomes difficult. Packages that we thought would normally teach, for example, let me use an example of those in, for example, chemistry, SLT. We teach them computer application in chemistry. Now there is what we call ChemDraw, a package that will teach them to use in designing structures. So without facilities of this nature, it becomes a difficult thing. So it's a great burden that this center has taken off our shoulders, because it will require us looking for computers and other things. But all we need to do is with the internet facilities there, we can easily install those packages there, and other packages like SPSS that engineers and statisticians use, other packages like Aspen and a host of them. It will enhance learning, because we're in a modern world now that when you don't have capacity or understanding of these packages, you will be shortened. You will not fit into what is available in the society.
The initiative also brings learning to life for not just the Polytechnic students, but also the entire youth of Bonny Island.
The CBT Center has shaped my thoughts, my mindsets, and made it more innovative. It has opened me to experiences and technical experiences, it has made me have a clearer path on where my future is heading to. The CBT Center has put me through that phase, made me understand that having digital knowledge isn't all about knowing a basic computer, but knowing more about the computers.
It has helped in access to education to both local and foreign students. That is, when I mean local students, I mean we living around here, and when I mean foreign students, I mean those who come from outside, because we are not. It's not only indigenes that learn from here. We are other people from different parts of the world that come around just to acquire this knowledge.
Schneider Electric is confident that this center will significantly contribute to producing high-quality workforce who can effectively fit into the demands of the modern labor market.
We are number one. We're the partner for energy technology, and so a lot of energy companies choose us, in deploying the latest energy solutions, whether it's in the energy sector, it's in the power sector, it's in data centers, it's in buildings, and it's in general infrastructure.
The launch has been celebrated for its potential to foster stronger relationships between companies, the local government council, and the community.
This center actually sets us above most communities in River State in Nigeria. And I think at some point, if I remember rightly, one JAM official told us that this is the best center in the whole of Nigeria they've seen. So I don't know if there is anyone that can beat this particular one. So in terms of development, if you want to project Bonny, this center has value to where we are Grand Bonny Kingdom. Everything about us is grand. So the JAM Center is grand.
With stakeholders united in purpose, Schneider Electric is poised for continued collaboration and impact. Commitments have been secured to achieve the long-term vision of the Multi-Modal Center through diligent maintenance and safety.
Sustainability is key, especially in Bonny here. We decided that it was important to put it within the Polytechnic. Otherwise, it could have been outside the Polytechnic. And the reason is that we expect the management of the school to ensure that the place is kept running. And then we, on our part, we have some form of understanding with regards to how it should be run. In that way, they also know that the community has an interest in the center. So I expect that the Polytechnic management will take it seriously. And being within their own facility, I'm sure they will take full responsibility for any breach with regards to sustainability of equipment within that site. Of course, I think Schneider also gave a generator. So that also ensured that the place keep running. But I must say that we also spoke with BUC, Bonny Utility Company, to ensure that during those exams, they give a dedicated line in terms of power generation to the school, so that there is no problem. And we expect those who use it to also take responsibility in the usage, including students of the Polytechnic.
Indeed, the future looks promising.